What's up, Wargamers? And this is my rather later than I expected Age of Sigmar review part 2. So, I played a couple of games of Age of Sigmar now. I played 3 to be exact. And I'm starting to get a little feel for the game. I'm going to play some more. Probably do a part 3 to this. So this, I ain't going to talk about the rules or anything because I already have. I'm going to give you my views on the game real quick. And then I'm going to have a little bit of a talk about something that seems to be the big thing on the internet at the minute. So, without further ado, well, apart from one little thing, there will be some swearing in this video probably. So, if you're watching with young children, please do send them upstairs. And if you're a young child watching this, please either just stop or hopefully your parents are cool with it. But whatever. So, right, okay, let's talk a little bit about my experiences playing Age of Sigmar. The games that I have played have all been brutal. They've all lasted 3 battle rounds, and they have all taken less than an hour and a half. And, oh, so much fun. Like, everything just dies a lot. And I love it. Like, the game is so much more fast-paced now than Warhammer Fantasy Battle, which, I mean, I do miss the strategy element of Warhammer Fantasy Battle, don't get me wrong. But for somebody with like me with a busy lifestyle who doesn't get a lot of time to game, it's ideal because I don't get a lot of nights off to game. I don't get a lot of time to myself, like time to go and game. I get maybe 1 or 2 days tops during the week. So this is fine. I can go and rattle out 3 games of this a day, 4 games of this a day if I'm quick. Really, if I go down at opening time from Games Workshop, I can go and play an hour from 10 till 11, an hour from half 11 till half 12. I'd probably get 5 in if I'm quick. If we're really quick, we'll probably get 5 in. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about too much about that. I really do like the pacing of the game. It suits my playstyle, so I'm a little bit biased towards it. But I can understand why people don't like the pacing of the game. It is a lot less strategy based now. It seems to have lost some of that heart that Warhammer Fantasy Battle had for being a strategy miniature game. It is now a full-on bloodbath game. So yeah, like I say, I do appreciate where people are coming from saying that it's lost some of its charm with the strategy side of things, but I do think the game is geared more towards the modern day. Less people now want the intense strategy and whatnot. They want things that they can pick up, things that they can learn really quickly, things that they can play equally quickly. They want less models because less painting. But the models are more detailed, so they look nice. It's all balanced out that way. So, yeah, the game itself it's very, very fast paced. Like I say, it's very simple to play. There's very few rules contentions and whatnot. So it's very much you. The rules are 4 pages, as I said in the last video. So it's very much like flicking through. There you go. Can I do this? Yes. Can I do this? No. There's no sort of you can, but you can't. I think the way you set your armies up is good. It hasn't really changed. The one thing I'll say about terrain is that it sometimes gets a bit cloggy if you do everything mystical. Like I played one game yesterday where there was 13 bits of terrain on the table, and it got very cloggy, with everything being stuff. So it's sort of you had to look to make sure what everything was a couple of times. It sort of took away from the pacing of the game. It sort of brought the pacing a little bit down. It sort of took this out of the experience whilst we were just checking what everything was. So yeah, that's one thing that I think should we've got a house rule at the gaming club where you roll dice for each piece of terrain, and if you roll a 6, then it becomes something. I don't think 6 is a fair number because I still think mystical and unknown terrain adds to the game. So I would probably have it at a 5 or 6 because you're going to get maybe 3 or 4 pieces of terrain. And if you've got an average number of say 8 to 10, you're going to have 3 or 4 pieces, probably thereabouts. So yeah, I think that's enough. I think if everything's mystical, you can sort of just get a bit too much. So yeah, I think shooting in the combat's done. But you've got to take the bad with the good in this kind of thing. But I can understand how it works because it's still a turn-based game. You're still going to have each phase, so you guys can still, in the movement phase, even though you can't technically move, your models aren't as static as they are on the table in a real battle. You're not just going to stand there, let your opponent hit you. You let your opponent move and then shoot you and then hit you. You've got to sort of take it with a bit of a pinch of salt. Yeah, fair enough. I do understand that shooting in combat's a bit dumb, but There's nothing to say an elf couldn't just go whoosh, and then slice with a sword because they're quick. But I don't know. Like it's just something that you just accept, or you house rule to say you can't shoot into combat. It doesn't take anything away from the game. Magic's very simple now. It doesn't overpower the game too much, just from what I've seen. I haven't played with a lot of wizards, but from what I've seen on the spells, they're not ridiculously broken. Summoning's quite bullshit, but summoning's bullshit in every game system. Like, look at 40k summoning, it's fucking ridiculous. But again, they get the armies are balanced. So like, if you take the stupid army of 4 Lords of Change, or a stupid army with 4 Lords of Change, when you summon 14 demons, you kill 4 of those demons, and you've got 100%, kill victory because it goes off starting models, and they have to wipe you out to win the game. So I think the games, if your opponent puts wizards down, you either need to put wizards down or things that can attempt to unbind spells. And that's all I'll say on that. I think Magic's quite good. Combat's brutal. I mean, combat loses some of its charm in regards to you affecting your opponent's dice rolls with your models. So better units aren't harder to hit now, which sort of takes away a little bit of that. But again, it sticks with the pacing very nicely. The pacing of the game should be, I need this to hit, this to wound, you need this to save. You take your models off. Then, you need this to hit, you need this to wound, I need this to save, then I take my models off. Poof, that's it. That's what combat is essentially. It's almost who rolls better dice, or it's not. It's who picks the units more tactically, and who rolls better dice. And I did that wrong. I did that wrong yesterday. I should have done certain things a different way around, but I was trying to get a cheeky +1 attack with all the guys. But whatever. So yeah. So what I really want to finish on, and this is probably going to take up the majority of the rest of this video, is the lack of points values. And I understand and agree with people who miss points values and think the game needs point values. The game does need a way of being balanced. But the game does have a way of almost, like, not for tournament play, I wouldn't ever suggest, obviously this isn't going to work in a tournament scenario, this is going to work going down to your local games club, going down to your local games workshop, going down to whatever hobby shop you go to, right? Now there are two ways, or two things that can affect the balance of a game. And that's you and your opponent. I said it in the last video, use your common sense, right? It's not fucking rocket science. If you put down 800 models and your opponent puts down 50, who's being a dick? Unless your opponent's going, I'll take on your 800 models with 50, then they've probably got something wrong with them. Now, what I suggest people do is they talk to people. Like, doesn't matter how you look at it, right? The collecting and painting of models is, it's a solitary hobby. You paint your own models normally and whatnot. You build your own models, you paint your own models. Boom. The playing of the game is a social hobby. You play the game to interact with other people. You don't just play the game to go and not talk to them. If you've got social anxiety problems, this isn't aimed at you. And I understand I understand where you're coming from, and I understand your issues, perfectly. Please don't take this the wrong way. This is aimed at people who, it's a good way of engaging with people, and this will help you in, like, real life situations. Like, a lot of people who have not actual social anxiety issues, but people who are shy and people who don't talk to a lot of people. These are the perfect people to talk to, because a lot of these people are exactly the same as you. They've probably got issues talking to the opposite sex, or groups of people and whatnot. I mean, I'm not one of these people. I'll talk to people. I'm one of the most vocal people in the game shop. And I'm quite lucky in our games workshop. We've got a lot of the people are quite outspoken, outgoing people. So we've got a good community there. We'll talk and bounce ideas off each other. But I know a lot of stereotyping of this hobby, and all hobbies like this, like card games and MMOs and RPGs, it's for socially awkward people. And look at my hands, they're crazy, right? So talk to your opponent. Don't be the biggest thing is don't be a dick. I said that last time, and I still see people on the internet being massive dicks. I'm just like, ugh. So yeah, don't be a dick. Play Warhammer, have fun, right? That's the game. It's a game. Have fun with it, okay? Bring your cool stuff down on the table. Yeah, I'm not saying don't do that. Bring your stuff down. Talk to your opponent. If your opponent's got a small army, cater to that. Take a smaller part of your force. Just see people being dicks, and it just makes me so goddamn angry. I just need to drink beer and stuff to get over it. And, so yeah, that is the motto of Age of Sigmar for me. Don't be a dick, just play Warhammer. It's good fun. Have fun with it. I've probably woken everyone up. So I'm going to leave on that because I'm going to make myself more angry. And I don't really want that. So please do watch out for Age of Sigmar Review Part 3, where I play some more games and talk a little bit more about more in-depth things, like how old models interact with new models and vice versa, and what I think is good about the new models and what I think is bad about the new models, rules-wise, of course. So yeah, sorry I didn't really get to speak too much about my actual gaming experiences. I may do a separate video on that. But yeah, that's just my review. Game's good, in my opinion. You're entitled to yours, obviously. I think the game's good. I think it's going in a fast direction. Please do subscribe. Please do, if you thought this video was good, give it a like. If you thought it was bad, give me a comment. I apologise for it just being mainly a rant for the last 5 minutes. And if you stuck with me this far, thank you very much. And I shall see you all next time with more Age of Sigmar content.